Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
Let me tell you about the first movie I saw. And I've said this quite a few times. A lot of times when I'm editing or trying to put things together, sometimes it takes a little time to upload, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, I can do something else while I'm doing this, waiting. And as usual, Soto, because remember, it's no Tubi September. I am not turning on Tubi. I am not looking at anything on Tubi. I don't care if it's a good movie. I'm just not even going that direction. But I went to Disney Plus, and because that's where me and you go when we just kind of want something happy, lighthearted, maybe a little fun. Unless we go Star Wars, then maybe it's not as fun. So I'm scrolling. I'm like, all right, what haven't I seen? Because I think last week I saw Inside Out 2 or the week before's, and so I'm like, all right, what's something I haven't seen or something I really want to see? And on the screen pops up and staring me right in the face, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Now, Soto, I loved the Wreck-It Ralph, the 2012 Pixar film Wreck-It Ralph.
What it is? It's a sequel to
It's a sequel to Wreck-It.
It's
a sequel to Wreck-It Ralph. And for those who don't remember Wreck-It Ralph, real quick, it's basically like the arcade video game characters are come to life. They have their own little world. Wreck-It Ralph is kind of like the bad guy. Yada yada yada. He helps. But basically, I liked it because yes, while those games are original, they put in a lot of Easter egg, a lot of video game characters as like these quick side characters, and it was hilarious. If you love video gaming at all, you will love Wreck-It Ralph. It was a great story, and I'm like, all right, I like the first one. I have no problem turning on the second one, and yes, it's called Ralph Breaks the Internet. And all the voices return. We also have Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman in this as well. But basically, the real quick story is the arcade added Wi-Fi to the arcade. And yes, they finally get on the internet. And as not for gaming. He just is adding kind of Wi-Fi, in the building. And anyhow, the little girl Penelope, who the main one that Wreck-It Ralph is trying to save, the racer from Sugar Rush, her arcade game, like the steering wheel actually breaks off. Like an actual human accidentally breaks, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," blah blah blah. And so he's looking online, and he sees like he can get it on eBay for like a few $100. And he's like, "Oh, that ain't worth it." He's like, "This game doesn't give me that much money in like a year." So they're getting ready to turn off the game, and obviously now the whole thing is they sneak into Wi-Fi, the router, and get blasted into the internet because they want to go get this piece and somehow send it so her game can come alive. So we've done countless talks, countless things about hate, love, relationship with the internet and stuff like that. And I'm kind of dying laughing. And just because obviously everything going on the internet, it's almost like our little avatars, like what we would look at. But you see like a YouTube, you see eBay. And that's why I think I loved Wreck-It Ralph and this. They're not using the cheesy, like they will on some major parts of it, just because they don't want to badmouth it, but a lot of it, like Google and stuff like that. And so they're going to like the Google desk to ask, like, where can I find, and how Google will try and finish it off. And this little guy's like, where can you find the restaurants near me? Where can you find this? Like, almost like rattling off and like, slow down. I haven't even finished my question yet. Also, they turn around and there's a guy with like a pop-up ad. Hey, press this, you can win $10,000, blah, blah, blah. So it's everything we hate about the internet, but made in a very cartoonish character way that I was just laughing. But yes, it's about their journey. They see this thing like, hey, if you can get this car from this game, you can get $40,000 and blah, 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 whatever. Because he didn't know how eBay worked. Ralph didn't. So he's just making up. He's just like, I think you just need to say the highest number. So someone else is buying it. And then he's like, $1,002 and $1,500. And then him and Penelope are just laughing like 10,000. So the bid got up to like $32,000. And so they're like, well, you have to pay. I don't know how they're going to charge a cartoon character, but let's not think about plot points when it comes to Pixar. And yes, they're trying to get in-game currency to pay it off and get the piece back. And obviously they go on mindless adventures, but it's also, she sees like this online racing game because she is a racer, and she falls in love with it because it's like, it's more, think about what arcades games are. She, she's like, there's only 3 laps. I do the same 3 tracks every time. I want more. And now she's in this internet car game where it's almost like free roam, which, if you think about Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that. And so it's the idea that she wants to stay now in this world because, she's like, I love it here. This is me. This is chaos. Because Soto, there's red barrels, there's explosions. This would be a racing game for you. And so it's also the idea of, he's like, no, you need to come back. We're best friends. And it's almost like, it's okay to let your friends go and follow their dreams. It's almost in that's kind of the important part of the story. It's here for Ralph because he's always every day picks her up. They go drink root beer at Tapper and somehow get AKA drunk, which was, I love Tapper. So just seeing that as a reference made me happy, but it was enjoyable. Again, I loved Wreck-It Ralph, and I did love this. I enjoyed it. I laughed. Anyone who hates the internet will fucking laugh at this film, Soto, just because it's my, just those small Easter egg scenes. You're like, I do hate these pop-up ads. Why do they do this? And it's like, you find out why they're doing it because, it's like their jobs and this whole, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, conundrum and stuff like that. So I don't know. It was enjoyable. So it's Pixar. It's very hard for Pixar to do a bad movie. You always find something enjoyable. You always find something heartwarming. And that's kind of what I need. I'm like, I needed something to make me happy, and there is some cheesy parts. But overall, Soto, it was fun. So yes, I don't know. Did you ever see Wreck-It Ralph? I know this came out, I think after you left Blockbuster.
I did. I don't know. I mean, when you talk about a movie where they go to the internet, my mind already goes to being like, the internet's like a dark place, right? Like, I mean, yes, there are funny pop-up ads and things like that, but there is like, the internet is not a happy place. And there are definitely adult things that happen on the internet. And I know that Pixar would never obviously cross that to keep it light and funny as a kids movie ultimately. But I think I saw Wreck-It Ralph and I think I just like forgot about it. No, it's one of those movies where I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. And then I never saw it again or thought about it again. I know I saw it though. Okay. In a drunken state, I'm sure.
Well,
as per usual.
The one thing I do love is because going to how they try to make this money now because they failed to get the car is Ralph goes on this like demolishing spree and he learns about viral videos. Now I don't know, it's not called TikTok. They can't call it TikTok. I forget what they kind of call it in this one, but he somehow goes trending. And so there's someone that leads like the whole thing and she's like, oh, look what's trending up, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, I can make money off of this. And she's like, oh, you're not trending anymore. And then he's like, oh. And then he's like, well, what's trending now? And she's like, at this moment, like goats, cat videos. And he's like, I'm going to make every trend. So it's like people in the real world, like, do you remember that arcade game, Ralph? And it's like his face over a goat. So it's like almost like it got set, like he made a comeback in the real world. And now he is trending because no one knows where these videos are coming from, obviously. And everything is just Wreck-It Ralph, like cooking things. He's just like, and you put this in and then you make burnt pie. He has a Bob Ross. He's like, we're just going to make happy little trees and the whole, so everything he does is like what's viral and, hot in the moment. And again, making fun of what's trending because what's trending today, tomorrow, we're like, well, who cares? That was yesterday, dude. No one cares. So again, you're right. It cannot go to the dark places of the internet. They will not send those characters there. I mean, like I said, the darkest was they get into that racing game where there's death and explosions and people are chasing them down, which is actually the place she wants to be. So, but you are 100% correct. This is not, they're not going to go there. This is a movie for children and a movie just we want to enjoy it. So, but
fair.
Yeah. You gotta have some lightheartedness. This isn't like something dark and we're like, oh shit.
The internet, we're on the internet right now, Chad. It can be dark here.
It can be. So where do I rank this in my enjoyment list? So again, I did enjoy this. Definitely in the top half. I don't think it's in my top 20 though. All right. I'm in an area And I think this is good for now. I'm getting close to movie 80. So because I'm looking, I'm like, this feels right. Does it go above this? It could, but not. So I'm getting close to movie 80. So basically 80 movies total. I know I'm going to probably sit down and do rework. I'm not there yet. But for right now, for Ralph Breaks the Internet, I'm feeling number 24. It's going to go right above Alita, Battle Angel, and kind of underneath Tomb Raider. I kind of, like I said, I enjoyed it. I like, the last Pixar movie, like Inside Out 2 is higher up. And I think that just had more of a emotional feel to it. Something
better than Thunderbolts. Interesting.
Yeah. You know what? Like Thunderbolts is good. Just they screwed up the villain, but I love the team and I can't wait to see where the team goes. But the Sentry villain, there's something off. And like I said, if you ever see it, I want to talk about it.
Sentry is the villain in
you didn't know that?
In Thunderbolts?
Oh, okay.
He's stronger than the Hulk.
Yep. All right. So I'm not going to say more.
He's like fucking one of the strongest people in the fucking Marvel universe. He's probably the strongest person in the Marvel universe.
So see Thunderbolts. I don't want to say more. Like, and I when I say weak, no, you are correct. Strong, and he is portrayed that way. I think it was just the way it started was shocking and like I'm in it, but then it was basically I don't want to say the last third, but like almost like what ends up being the final battle. There was just something off. And I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it for you because I do think you should see Thunderbolts. It is good. And like I said, it is Ralph Breaks the Internet. Yeah. And this could change. This 20 section could change a little bit. But I said in my Thunderbolts, I love the grouping. Kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, though they didn't have the chemistry yet. Who knows where they can go. I just feel that character Sentry could have been portrayed differently and maybe will, because I don't know what's going to happen obviously with Doomsday and everything going down. We know these villains, there's a bigger plan for them. So just as a start, something felt off. I don't want to say it was bad. I don't want to say it was good. And that's why Thunderbolts got a little lower because I loved this group. And I think just the Misfits, I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going. I want to see where they go next. So don't get me wrong. See Thunderbolts, especially if you want to see Avengers Doomsday and leading up to that. But yeah, Sentry is in this, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything. But Ralph Breaks the Internet, top 25 movie right above Alita at the moment. Could go down once I sit on it, but I just kind of saw it recently, and like I said, I think it's because I had a lot of love for Wreck-It Ralph and him and Penelope, just their chemistry, I say chemistry, they're just video game characters, but it was good. And John C. Reilly and I love Sarah Silverman, so